What's up, good people? Welcome to Bernard Riley Reviews, where I attack ideas and not people, but it will be difficult with this one. This happy couple that you see right here, the woman admitted to cheating on her husband 7 years ago, earlier on in their marriage, and she posted a video on TikTok that went viral talking about how she cheated on him. We're going to examine that and take a look at that. Also, before I get started, before I push play on the not so beautiful bean footage, I also got to do a shout out to Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews. I am a Patreon of that brother, and he posted this video on his Patreon because he did some content on it. He hasn't went public with it yet, but because I'm his Patreon, I saw the video, found the video, and so I'm kind of still in some content, but shout out to him. All right, let's go.
Hey guys, so I am here with my husband and we are creating this video specifically because I made a TikTok and I created a video disclosing information about our relationship, about when I cheated on my husband at the beginning of our marriage. We are now on year 7, but...
Okay, all right. We saw the TikTok video. I'm not going to play the actual TikTok video, but y'all know how it is when they make those videos where they make like a really sad video. They're touching little things on the screen and she's looking sad. I mean, it happened 7 years ago. So I tend to believe in the moment that she was talking about it, she wasn't like sad while she was talking about it. So it's almost like she had to get back in character and act sad to match the sad music and the words on the screen, even though she couldn't see the words on the screen when she was making a video, because that's not how it works. You just do like that and do like that, and then you add the words later. So that whole little thing of her looking sad and it's almost like she had to get in character and just act. She had to put on a performance for the video because she's making content about when she cheated on her husband. So she's exposing that and putting all that out there just for content, and mission accomplished because it got 100,000 views. But before I even go forward with this, that's something that's worth pointing out, that something that bad, something that I want to say dark, something that's that hard for men to take, because yes, there are differences between male and female. Men tend to take cheating harder, just like women take a man not working harder. If he loses his job in a relationship, there's double standards, deal with it. But men take cheating harder. So it's blowing my mind right out the gate that she used that situation to make the content that I always say is fake content, when somebody's talking about something that happened and they got to get in sad character, but it's words on the screen that they can't see, but they're just sitting there deliberately looking sad because they know they're going to play a track in the background when they edit the video. It's a weird thing. It's a very weird thing. Let's roll some more of it.
That video got over 100,000 views, thousands of likes, and tons of nasty, mean comments. Yeah, this video is not for like an explanation as to why or what, to justify, none of that. We're not trying to prove our relationship to anybody, because quite frankly, it's none of your business.
You can never post something on the internet, get reactions from people, and then tell them to mind their business after you put your business out there. That's just a simple breakdown in logic out the gate. We're going to move forward.
Video is specifically for those of you who have been asking, how in the world did you guys do it? How in the world can I do it? And is there really healing after cheating? But we are here today to tell you that yes, there is healing after any form of trauma if you choose to work it out willingly and you both are ready to commit to the tasks that are at hand.
with a lot of the people.
It's always easier for the cheating person to say that. But I'm gonna try not to go that hard, but because what else is she gonna say? But it's always easier for the cheating person to say that. It is what it is. All right, about to hear what this brother got to say.
That left her private messages as well as comments that are either going through the same thing, whether you're on the side of being cheated on or being the side of the person who made that mistake.
You can always tell when the hostage is reading the hostage note that he didn't personally write.
We really want to give you guys some insight and some help on how we broke through those plateaus and really made it to a higher point within our marriage where it seemed like, okay, we don't really know where to go from here. We just knew that we wanted to fight through it together, which is step one, realizing, is the person that you're with worth fighting for? You really have to ask yourself that. And for me, what really helped, I always remember back to the times leading up to our marriage and the day of our marriage. When I stood at the altar before her and before God, I knew who I was standing across from. So, I had to humble myself and look at it in the sense of recognizing this is not a character flaw. It's not her as a person. It was a lapse of judgment that happened that could have happened to me as well.
In any situation, it doesn't matter. Cheating.
Knowing who she was as a person, it really wasn't her. It was a lapse in judgment that could have happened to me. That is an oddly worded sentence. He's talking about, I don't like when people are talking about cheating. He said it's something that could have happened to me. He's speaking exactly the way that women speak when they talk about their cheating. They talk about it like something that happened to them instead of something that they did. And so that goes back to what I said about how you could tell when the hostage is reading a hostage note that he didn't write. Men typically don't talk. You've never heard a man describe his own cheating as something that happened to him. He understands it's something that he did when a man cheats. Only women explain it like that, where they don't say this thing that I did, no, this thing that happened to me.
Is not okay whatsoever. There's no justifying cheating at all whatsoever. I think both parties need to figure.
No, you're justifying it if you're saying it happened to you and you got him convinced that it's something that happened to you. That is justifying it. That is justifying it.
No justifying cheating at all whatsoever. I think both parties need to figure out what's causing you to want to be vulnerable to somebody else. There's something missing that you're not getting from one another that somebody else is able to fulfill at that time, which is why.
That's the other thing that annoys me when we talk about women cheating. With men cheating, we understand quite clear he cheated because he wanted to have sex with somebody else. When women cheat, it turns into a situation of there was something missing. There was something that she wasn't getting that allowed her to be vulnerable. She was missing something. She wasn't feeling loved. She wasn't feeling what's the words that they try to say? I don't feel like I'm being heard. I don't feel like you're hearing me, or that you're here with me, or that they talk about things at an emotional level that's missing. Typically in those situations, the guy that the woman cheats on the man with is not even around her enough to actually fulfill all those things that she's saying is missing from the husband. So it always circles back to, for me, when I hear people analyze it, when women analyze why they cheat, it always circles back to the same reason that men cheat.
Why it's important for you both to go over what this is that's in the midst of you. For us, it was family issues. At the time, we were living apart from each other immediately after we got married. And for me, it was insecurity of not feeling fully accepted into his family. None of those.
Okay, she gave a reason. Living apart from each other. Only thing that she said right there is, I had space and opportunity to cheat. What does not feeling accepted into his family, as she stated, what does that have to do with your vagina getting wet for somebody else, and you let him enter your vagina because his mom didn't like you? Again, I'm attacking ideas and not people. This isn't about her. I'm not just here to just beat up on this woman, but the ideas and the things that that women try to do to explain the reasons that they do the things that they do. But the reality is, we live in a country, in a society, in a culture where women are acting more on their base primal urges, but they try to womanize the explanation as to why they're doing what they're doing. And it wouldn't be a big deal if men weren't buying it. If women just went on their little Oprah's couch and talked like that, and men across the board knew that they were hearing BS, I wouldn't even feel remotely obligated to even speak on it. But the mere fact that men are buying it, like the man we're seeing here on the screen, he's buying it. He's sold.
Things are justifications at all, but there are certain doors that open and can lead to situations that, or temptations that, you necessarily don't need to walk through. I know a lot of people want to know, how did you forgive? Like, what steps did you take to forgive me? And how did you know that I wasn't cheating on you anymore?
So the first step that I had to take in, forgiving my wife was, like I said, humility. Humbling myself to say, okay, can I look at it in a realistic aspect of, now that I understand what made her feel a certain type of way, would I have, is there a possibility I could have fell into the same thing? I mean, as a human being, that the answer is easy. Yes. I mean, it took a point of vulnerability and somebody being there and you feeling like, okay, something is not being fulfilled by the other person. So I had to first realize that was my first thing in recognizing, okay, I have to understand where she's coming from. Secondly was remembering who I married and understanding the person that I knew that she was, because certain situations and things that we're going through kind of put us in a different place at that time, but it's not us, 24/7. It's not our natural way of going about our day-to-day life. It's just
there was more of that. He keeps doing it. He keeps talking about it as if it's something that happened to her, that put her in a situation where it happened to her. It's like he won't even, like, she's being more bold in saying that she did it than he's saying it. He's talking about it like it's something that happened to her, like she got into a car accident. That's how he's talking about it.
Just during that time when you're going through tough stuff, you're not always going to be yourself. Also, I had to understand that I'm going to have questions that I need to ask. I need to know the truth and understand that I'm being told the full truth. And once I get that truth, I need to be able to put that on the back burner and say, okay, look, now that I know everything, how are we going to move forward? I can't hold this against you. I can't continue to bring this up when we have an argument. I have to move on as well, and give her a chance to show progress versus thinking it's going to happen overnight just because you told me about it Tuesday and it's Thursday and I feel like I'm still harboring.
And I think as the cheater on this side,
I don't know what he meant by give her a chance to show progress, because I do understand that after somebody cheats, he touched on not bringing it up all the time. He basically talked about trusting her again, but the person who you're trying to trust again must be behaving in a trustworthy manner. And I'm thinking that giving her time, letting her show progress, I think that was sort of a coded way of saying giving her time to show that she's changed her ways. But it's making me wonder, was she behaving in a trustworthy manner? Now that's something that men are guilty of. A man can get caught cheating, but then if the woman is suspicious of everything now, she's suspicious of everything, but he's still trying to do this. It's almost like if you cheat on her and you're married and you actually want it to work, yeah, to some degree, yeah, you do. You got to understand that she's gonna be asking some questions. I'll go ahead and reach across the aisle and understand that. But if you still doing the same stuff, conducting yourself the same way, got your phone face down, doing all the same, the same tactics, everything that made her suspect you was cheating, and she found out you was cheating, but you're still doing the same exact stuff, she got reason to still be bringing it up. But the cheater never wants the person to be bringing it up, even though they still not behaving in a trustworthy manner. So what I'm thinking is that give her time to show progress. That sort of tells me that she probably wasn't conducting herself in a trustworthy manner. I could be wrong on that one. That's my suspicion. But let's roll.
You kind of have to do everything that is necessary for you to show your partner that you are no longer in that life anymore. And you are no longer going to.
Good point. Good point. She did say the right thing right there. Since we already here and homeboy ain't leave, then okay. I mean, inside the framework of a married couple trying to work it out after cheating, that is the right thing to say. But it was so many flags on the play early on. I'm being ultra generous right now.
Make that decision anymore. If it stems from a job or
there's more of that. If the cheating stems from the job, look at her face. Look at it's funny when they make the faces that just look like somebody that don't believe what they're saying. But see, even when I try to reach across the aisle, it's like I'm listening and I'm hearing them say things like, she said, if it stems from the job, like it doesn't stem from the job. It stems from you flirting with the coworker at the job, agreeing to go out with the coworker from the job, agreeing to go back to the house of the coworker from the job, agreeing to take your clothes off and getting it. It don't stem from the job. Don't blame the job. The job was just a place where you met somebody. You could have met them at the grocery store. Now, maybe you would have, your curve game would have been stronger at the grocery store than it would be from somebody in the cubicle next to you who got 8 hours to woo you. That's a factor in the equation. But again, no man can say him cheating on his wife, oh, it stemmed from the job. No, it's like we got to own it. If they trying to get in this game and trying to get some egalitarian equality, we're the same type of stuff going on, own it. But don't slap all that womanese on it. Shout out to Donovan Sharp. I think I don't know if he invented that word, but I think he got a book or some type of something with womanese. If I'm using somebody's unique wording, shout out to him. I'm not sure if that's it is, but I know he says it a lot.
The people you're surrounded with, that would be to change your surroundings and change the people that you're surrounded with. Also allowing your spouse or significant other to feel the way that they do, not in a way that is necessarily condemning you, but just allowing them to also go through the process that they're going through as well. I know I went through, at the same time he was going through, I went through a point where I didn't forgive myself. It was really hard for us to even connect, especially sexually. It was hard to, get back into that. Yeah. All right, you guys, we just wanted to say thank you.
It was hard to get back into the sex. That is a key part. And that is part of the reason, the reason men take cheating much harder than women is because of the physical act of sex. Just the graphic physical act of sex. If a woman is thinking about her man cheating on her, she's thinking about him being on top of a woman and trying not to be too graphic, trying to be YouTube friendly for my pre-recorded videos, but it'd be some neck grabbing and roughhousing and all of that. So she got to think about her man doing that to another woman. But from a man's perspective, we got to think about that that neck grabbing, roughhousing, slapping. We got to think about that being done to her. The physical graphic act of sex makes it different. And we take it harder. And I don't give a modern day 2021 pat on the back for some dude who clearly he's bought into some feminism equality that makes him just get in that full position where he's not even looking at it like a man. He's using the language of women. It's rough, it's tough. And again, she did it for content, which makes it rougher and tougher. But all right. One more thing here.
Please feel free to reach out to us and let us know that you saw this. It's just feedback for us to continue on making videos. We love you guys so much, and yeah.
Thank you guys.
Bye.
The smiles.
Whoa. Yeah.
Thank you guys.
We love you guys so much, and yeah.
Thank you guys.
Bye.
Did y'all hear that outro song? Did it say I tried to fill my walls up? That is not the right outro song for a I cheated on my husband video.
Bye.
Oh, she tried to build her walls up, but somebody else tore them down. Yeah, she tried. That was almost worse than when Will Smith in the whole red table talk thing. When Will Smith said, "I'm not sure if I had the girth to go through this relationship with you." Like, yeah, use a different poor choice of words. Very poor choice of words. So that's a very poor song selection on the outro. But there it is. This is Bernard Riley Reviews. Thank you for coming on through. Hit the like button on your way out if you haven't done that already. And I am out of here. Peace.